Peggy 18.
Live news from the town of Borgsgard, where the dredge have successfully surrounded the town, and we are currently waiting to see if maybe some ships will be able to be made so that we can escape this town alive, as apparently the dredge do not possess the ability to sail boats. Anyhow, welcome everyone to another episode of the Banner Saga here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. That's correct, I'm at it once again. We are so far somehow surviving in this town, but the biggest army of the dredge has finally arrived at the city limits. So we are gonna go talk to our Varl friend and try to find out what in the hell can we do to survive this ordeal. Ivor, you begin. Can we really keep this up? Ivor looks like he hasn't slept for days. We've lost a lot of fighters, he mumbles. The weight of the situation is crushing. Then from far in the distance you hear a horn. Dredge don't use horns. It occurs to you. Avent appears at your side just as long caravan of people come into view. Dredge turning to attack them. Who is that, you ask? It can't be, says Avent. He runs towards the gates shouting, "You see their banner? It's Hakon." As you wonder how they got here, the gates are heaved open and you charge onto the fields, clearing a path through the dredge. Okay, so we are apparently starting off the episode immediately by fighting the damn dredge. Yay, I am so excited. Okay, so we are gonna keep our two archers, our medic slash mage, our two melee combatants, and our Varl. The trinkets equipped to them should be sufficient enough to do at least something, so fingers crossed we will be able to pull this off. Question is, of course, what am I going to face against? In the last episode we did manage to resist quite a lot of attacks, and most of them did contain these big boys right over here. So let's take a look at what are we up against on this round. Okay, so they have a stupid amount of ranged dredge units. So specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not really sure if any of these contain the explosive pieces of rock which they like to use, but our priority here will be to take out the big boy using our ranged units. Reason behind is he is holding this weird type of blade, which if he starts to use one of his talents, he can call in some allies to join the enemy, and I would hate to see even more dredge to fight against. So we are gonna try to start moving a rook around and see if we can potentially deal some damage here. And I am gonna ignore this dredge because our primary goal is to take out that big boy. Now I'm not really sure what are the chances that he will be able to move close in, because he will need to move around. Okay, this is a problem. Reason behind is fairly simple. Since this sling thrower has moved, it's most likely that the dredge will be able to close in the distance and potentially attack either Rook or his lovely daughter Alette. Totally forgot the name, that is why I had to click on her. Okay, if we were to move Avent, I don't think that's a smart idea, so let's rest up here. Please don't be able to attack. Motherfuck! So I was totally relying on the fact that he will not be able to close in the distance. And basically I have just lost one of my most valuable units at the start of the entire engagement due to a goddamn stupid mistake. I am so glad that this is going up on the YouTube so that people can see my terrible tactical knowledge, experience, and so on and so on. These two will start taking in some damage, okay? We need to move Alette as far away from this big boy as possible. I hate the fact that I just lost Rook. That is gonna negatively affect me for quite the long time here. Oh man, can you use your lightning on the big boy? Now the lightning usually deals, like if you use the 3 will points, somewhere around like 4 points of strength damage, but that might be heavily affected by a certain amount of things, and that can be related to like how many strength points or armor points do they have left. We need to move even you away so that those explosive rocks won't kill you. Really hoping they will not harm our Varl here. Alette needs to move the hell away from this damn thing. Okay, so he has only 3 points of armor left, so I'm really hoping that we will be able to deal some freaking damage here, or I'm gonna be one unlucky bastard. I cannot believe how easily I have screwed up at the start. Unfortunately, our Varl did not move far away, so he still took some damage there. Okay, that's 14 points. If we move you here, I'm gonna actually do this. Should be able to potentially kill one of these dredge here. That would be highly appreciated. Okay, so he's trying to summon the allies, and we need to stop that immediately. I'm gonna move you over here so that you can start chipping away on his stats or her stats. In one of the previous episodes, we have found out that these might be actually females, and the packs on their backs might be actually children that they keep carrying around. And here I might have screwed myself over, because if we won't stop him soon enough, he might actually be able to call in reinforcements. Let's try to use Amend. I really hope I will be able to do that and recover his armor. Oh my god, thank you! That's revenge for injuring Rook. Okay, if I attack you, that should potentially deal damage even to him or her. Let's go over here. God damn it, you are unable to kill. Okay, maybe we'll have to use even our mage to deal some melee attacks. Definitely need to move the other brother closer to the combat here. That was unfortunate. If we move you here, can you? God damn it, no, she cannot. Which raises an issue, because if they attack her, she can die. Like, no joke. Shouldn't you have moved closer to the Varl? Well, let's give you a few will points. No damage to the other dredge? Interesting. Really need to be careful with how I position Alette, so that A, she can attack, and B, she won't be attacked, because if I will have another injured hero, that's gonna cause a lot of problems to me in the later stages. I'm not really sure where this combat can lead to. Did not go for her. Don't know why. Beautiful. Would be nice if you can kill this damn thing. Still mad as hell about the whole Rook situation. That should have not happened. But, oh, what the heck. Okay, so let's take a look at this caravan. Even Juno! I wasn't sure I'd ever see you again, Avon. She smiles and they embrace. Avon is completely taken aback as though he doesn't dare believe she's real. Juno, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to Sternholm. I ran into problems. Hakon, problems is putting it lightly. There's a mile-wide canyon practically splitting the world in two over those hills. Couldn't find a place to cross. Worse, the dredge are practically falling out of it like blood from a wound. They're not coming from the north anymore. They're everywhere. Ivor, we've noticed. Hakon, glad to see you made it out alive, Ingvar. I take it the others didn't. Hakon becomes quiet, then he motions towards Juno. Hakon, she got across somehow. Found her out cold for a second time since leaving Strand. Ivor, we need every axe we can get right now. Bellower is here. Hakon, gods be damned. I thought I was free of that menace. Juno, I will deal with Bellower. Come on, we need to tempt him by standing out here. Or we don't need to tempt him by standing out here. I wasn't paying too much attention, I'm just still angry at how terribly I got a Rook injured. Hakon's caravan entered the city, fighting off wares of dredge as they go. To your relief, hundreds of skilled warriors are now safely of holy fudge! We just got 280 Varl. Hakon joins you on the wall with his personal bodyguard, Mord. Behind him, the prince, Ludin, stands alone, looking miserable. I have one last trip to make. I need this one to come with me, she says, pointing to you. I'm sorry, Avon. You must wait for me one last time. Do not let the city fall before I return. It takes everything within Avon's power to hold back, but he does. She turns to you, Rook. Come with me. We'll return in 2 days. Maybe less if you're as quick as you look. Tell anyone who needs to know. Where and why? Not far, says Juno. She pauses and something shifts in your vision for just a moment. I know it's hard, she says, her voice filling your head, and you've already been through a lot. As she speaks again, the rest of the world melts away, but you're needed. You can't find the words to argue. Does Alette know that Rook has disappeared? You You don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar grounds behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge who are all facing forward, an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on their back of your neck stand up. Okay, looks like another Godstone. Juno, we're at the Godstone of... Oh, come on! How in the hell am I supposed to pronounce this? Servers! Strovs? Strovs? Is that it? Ah, man, I swear to God, I know the real reason why they did not go with a proper narration is so that they can come up with these dumbass names that nobody in their right mind can pronounce on the first attempt. And now I'm gonna end up looking like a total buffoon. Yet again. You glanced nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay, you can speak softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us. But I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehensions, though. Okay, so who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Avon, my apprentice. How are you doing these things? Controlling minds. I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right. Menders do those things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I'm the only one who can influence another mind. Interesting. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them. Though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is we're rarely a match for the Sunder anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sunder simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence to a point. Rook, then how do we stop him? Juno, the God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Juno waits patiently for your reply. What are we doing out here? Why are we surrounded by a dredge? Okay, let's go. What are we doing out here? Juno, do you know of the gods? I'm not gonna be trying to pronounce his goddamn name. This is pointless. Few know the stone exists, even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Borgsgard. While Dangler's deals in fortune, Strovs taught man the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequences. Two sides to the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of the silver. The gods starve. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just gonna call him the goddess, or that sounds like it's a chick. The god starves. Strovs. This is one of the dumbest names ever. Is weathered by of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the godstone. There are many things we don't know about Strovs. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Strovs have something to do with that serpent in Einatorft? What was that thing? I cannot say, says Juno. Can't? Juno, I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate, for all our knowledge is always seen as though we know little. Rook, imagine how the rest of us feel. Juno, on the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Okay, last option is, why didn't you take Avent or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Even must keep Borgsgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Borgsgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? We would find your way back to Ulet no matter what. You would find your way to Ulet blah blah blah. Okay, let's get what we need and let's get the hell out of here. Juno, indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Oh, come on. You're trying to tell me one freaking arrow will do the trick? Wait, after everything you've told me, make a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a far-away look in her eyes. No, it's not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower. Even were it to strike his heart, he has no physical weaknesses, but it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, it will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. Rook, you're going to trick him into thinking he's dead? That's the most insane. He really can't be killed? No, someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First, we must make the arrow. Focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the Godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I am not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So be careful. Well, thank you for those thoughtful concerns. Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of a silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk. Climb higher where it may be easier to remove. Let's go with this. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony mass of dredge lined up before the Godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearby immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. Should we look for another piece or should we get the hell out of here? This is this is kind of an interesting choice here. We might be high enough to get another chunk. I'm not really sure how many arrows do we need to actually get. Let's try to get another piece. While you glance quickly around to see if there's any more low-hanging fruit. You're able to pry away another smaller piece of silver ore before your nerves give out. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. "Well done," she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers and the shaking in your hands does not subside for hours. And that's another Godstone. You approach the gates of Borgsgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, "Take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you are done." Okay. Well, let's go to see those crafters. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets toward it. Alette watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. Alette, I talked with Even a long time. What? I talked with Even a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as she said? It certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. That I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure, says Rook. Alette, come on. Who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? That is not an option. Yeah, let's go with this. What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skorx feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this for once. Let me decide what happens to me. Oh my god. I don't know. Do we or don't we? God damn it. This would be like a perfect moment for a stream. Well, maybe you can like let the people vote, unless someone would like spill the beans and spoil the entire story for you in the comment section, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of terrified to ever try my hands on Twitch. But anyhow, god damn it, I don't know what to do. Juno did not say anything about Rook needing to be that person who does this damn thing. I really don't know. I really don't know this time. Eeny, miny, mo? What should I do here? God damn it. Whew, I think I want to let her do this. Okay, let's do it. But if I'm gonna regret this and you're gonna die, then this is not gonna end well. We'll survive this. I know we will. You sit by her side silently until the smith's finished his work. God damn it, I hope I won't regret this. We have plenty of supplies, we have plenty of fighters. Let's go talk to Juno. I'm super freaking out, to be perfectly honest. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There's a little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive or simply wants to starve us out, first I cannot tell, but he will not expect a direct attack. Is this a joke? How are we going to do that? I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead the charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you. What about the Ravens? They may protest. They will not. I've arranged a task for them. Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there for defeating him? Sorry. We saw what happened at Anetorft. What? That thing can't be killed, says Hakon. Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss, and bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle. And if we kill Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away? That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain. That's a good plan. Hakon, this is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished. Juno, and then what? Bellower will hound our every step all the way to Arbrang, where I am certain more sunder await. Now it is time to speak to loved ones, and the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning we slay a sunder. Whew, okay, so kids, I have no freaking idea what to do here. This is quite the cliffhanger, and I'm gonna do something which is gonna probably piss off a lot of you if you are even watching this, but I'm gonna cut off the episode here. This one might be a bit shorter, I'm fully aware of that, but we've done some battling where I lost terribly, and then I've done a lot of reading, and thankfully I have my glass of water right here next to me, otherwise I would probably choke or something. So yeah, for additional episode of the Banner Saga, consider subscribing to the channel. That way you will know when the episode will be published, so you can watch me fail miserably, probably on like multiple occasions, to try and take down Bellower. I publish content on a weekly basis, so you will have always something fun to watch, and who knows, maybe you will find something from my tips, discussions, or playthroughs videos that you will find actually entertaining enough to stick around for a whole lot longer. After all, I'm trying to build a community around the channel with my currently limited hardware for the games that I can cover at this time. But yeah, hopefully I will be able to change that eventually. I'm counting down the days. And who knows, maybe you will be pleasantly surprised as well as I. But until then, I'm gonna wish you all the best. I'm gonna hope you did enjoy this episode. And hopefully I will see you at the next one or in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. And bye bye.